The sun beat down on Alira's shoulders as she trudged through the sand, her eyes fixed on the shimmering horizon. Beside her, Finn squinted against the glare and gestured at the endless dunes with a sigh. "Are we there yet?" he asked for what felt like the 100th time. "Almost," Alara replied without turning around. "I can feel it in my bones." She had been tracking this oasis for days, following whispers on the wind and rumors from weary travelers. All she had to go on was a hunch and an old faded map that depicted a hidden paradise untouched by the unforgiving sun. Behind them, their small band of companions shuffled along, their expressions a mix of hope and despair. There was Zora, the wise old mage whose wrinkled face seemed to hold secrets older than time itself. Beside her walked Kellen, a warrior whose scarred arms were a testament to battles fought and won. Bringing up the rear was Finn's younger brother, Liam, his face pale and drawn from the harsh conditions. The relentless sun dipped lower in the sky, painting the clouds in hues of orange and purple. Still, Alara pressed on, her determination fueled by the promise of water and the hope of finding a mythical treasure rumored to be buried beneath the sands. The air grew cooler as twilight descended, and finally they saw it, a shimmering pool of water surrounded by lush greenery, a jewel amidst the vast expanse of desert. As they approached, the sound of trickling water filled their ears, mingling with the sweet melody of bird song. The oasis seemed almost magical, a place where life flourished in abundance despite the harsh environment. Exhaustion forgotten, Alara and her companions rushed towards the water's edge, their thirst driving them forward. But as they drank deeply from the cool water, a sudden chill swept across the oasis, halting their joyful reunion. Dark clouds gathered overhead, blotting out the stars. The wind picked up, whipping sand into towering walls that danced menacingly before their eyes. Thunder rumbled in the distance, growing louder by the moment. Startled by the sudden storm, the group looked up just in time to see a bolt of lightning strike the ground near them, sending a jolt of electricity through the oasis. With a deafening roar, the earth trembled beneath their feet as if awakened from a slumber. Panic surged through the group, each member instinctively seeking safety from the fury of the elements. Suddenly, from the depths of the trembling earth, a low growl echoed, resonating with the rhythm of the storm. It was a sound that spoke of ancient power and primal rage. Fear tightened its grip on their hearts as the ground split open, revealing a sight both terrifying and majestic. A colossal beast emerged, its eyes burning with an otherworldly light. Its scales shimmered like 1,000 diamonds, catching the lightning flashes that illuminated its ferocious features. Massive claws scraped against the stone, sending shards flying as it rose higher and higher until its entire form was revealed against the stormy sky. Its presence radiated such raw power that even the storm seemed to cower in its wake. Terra froze Alara in her tracks as she gazed upon the creature, but amidst her fear, a spark of determination ignited within her. Drawing her sword, she stepped forward, her voice ringing with newfound strength. "We may not know why you've risen," she declared, meeting the dragon's gaze, "but your rampage ends here." As if sensing her defiance, the dragon let out a deafening roar, shaking the very foundations of the oasis. With a powerful sweep of its tail, it sent the remnants of the stone pillar crashing to the ground. Then, coiling its massive body, it launched itself into the air, its wings beating the air with thunderous force, sending another gust of wind that knocked Alara off her feet. Scrambling to her knees, she watched as the dragon circled above them, its shadow passing over the oasis like a harbinger of doom. With a final, ear-splitting screech, it dove towards her, opening its jaws wide to reveal rows of razor-sharp teeth. Instinctively, Alara rolled aside, narrowly missing its snapping jaws. She looked up just in time to see the dragon bank sharply in the air, its eyes blazing with an otherworldly light. Adrenaline surging through her veins, Elara sprang to her feet and charged forward. Leaping onto the dragon's back, she clung to its shimmering scales as it bucked and twisted in an attempt to dislodge her. The wind roared in her ears as she dug her fingernails into its flesh, ignoring the searing pain that shot up her arms. With a Herculean effort, the dragon shook its head violently, trying to throw her off balance. But Elara held on tight, her determination unwavering. The dragon snarled, its hot breath scorching her face as it struggled to free itself from her grasp. But Elara wasn't just clinging to the dragon for dear life. As she rode the furious beast, she searched frantically for a way to control it, to calm the tempest that raged within its eyes. Suddenly, she remembered the old Thales legends whispered by desert nomads around crackling fires. They spoke of a hidden valley deep within the mountains where a mystical spring flowed. Its waters held the power to soothe even the most savage of creatures. Hope surged through Elara and she shouted over the wind, "There's a spring deep in the mountains. If we can reach it, the water will calm you." The dragon paused in its struggle, its head lifting slightly as if listening to her words. A low rumble emanated from its chest, a sound that echoed the turmoil in its heart. As if understanding her words, the dragon suddenly veered sharply, diving towards the mountain range that stood silhouetted against the darkening sky. Guided by instinct and desperation, Elara held on as the dragon hurtled towards the mountains. The wind screamed past her ears as the beast swooped and soared, navigating the treacherous terrain with surprising agility. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the dragon landed heavily on a ledge overlooking a secluded valley. Panting heavily, its eyes still blazing with residual energy, it turned its head towards Elara, acknowledging her with a final snort. Then, dipping its head, it began to walk towards the mystical spring. Elara slid off its back, her legs wobbling from the ordeal. But she didn't hesitate. Rushing to the spring, she cupped her hands and drank deeply, the cool water soothing her parched throat. She looked up to see the dragon standing at the edge, its reflection shimmering in the water's depths. As she drank, the dragon lowered its head and dipped its muzzle into the spring, lapping up the water. With each gulp, its eyes seemed to lose some of their wild intensity, replaced by a look of growing tranquility. Elara watched, her heart pounding with anticipation, as the dragon slowly calmed before her eyes. As the first rays of sunlight touched the mountain peaks, the dragon rose to its full height, its eyes now clear and serene, the storm within them seemingly quelled. It let out a low rumble, a sound that resonated with gratitude rather than aggression. Then, turning, it spread its magnificent wings and with a final beat that stirred the air, it took to the sky, disappearing over the horizon. With the dragon gone, peace returned to the oasis. The raging storm had subsided, leaving behind a sky as blue as the newly clear waters of the spring. The companions, shaken but unharmed, emerged from their hiding places. They stared in awe at the tranquil surroundings, the memory of the dragon's fury still fresh in their minds. Together, they explored the oasis, marveling at its beauty and realizing that they had witnessed something truly extraordinary. Though danger had lurked at every turn, they had faced it head-on, emerging stronger and more united than ever before. As the day wore on, they shared stories and laughter, their voices echoing in the vast expanse of the oases. They knew that the world beyond might hold more challenges, but for now, they reveled in their hard-earned victory and the promise of a new dawn. With the oasis restored to its former tranquility, Elara and her companions prepared to leave. They had come to seek water and perhaps the mythical treasure. But they were staying because they had found something far more valuable. A sanctuary of hope and resilience in the heart of the unforgiving desert. Before they ventured further into the vast expanse of sand dunes, they took a moment to pay respects to the dragon who had shown them the true meaning of courage and tranquility. They knew that their adventure was far from over. The desert held many secrets, but they faced whatever lay ahead with newfound strength, forever bound by their experiences at the oasis of the risen dragon.